Okay, so Google's launch night event just went down and they announced a whole slew of new hardware, but I'm going to focus this video on the two most interesting pieces to me, which are the Pixel 5 and the Pixel 4a 5G. These are two phones that Google has been, teasing for a little while. There have been rumors, there have been leaks, and we finally know all the details. Now, I got to be honest, these two phones are the most interesting phones that Google has put out in a really long time for me. I love the Pixel 1 and the Pixel 2, and I kind of started to fall out of love with the Pixel brand, at least with their flagship stuff. Their A series was pretty on point, but their flagship stuff has become increasingly less appealing to me. And I think for a lot of you guys as well, for, I guess, price, that was a big thing. But if I had like a wish list, right? If I had a wish list of things I wanted Pixels to have, it would be like, number 1, better pricing. Number 2, bigger batteries. And number 3, well, this is a personal interest, wide-angled cameras. And they nailed it. The hardware this year looks so nice. The Pixel 5 is going to come in at $700, and the Pixel 4a 5G comes in at $500. And this pricing feels right? If you look at the hardware, it just doesn't feel like you have to justify anything. Like, the pricing seems to line up really nicely with what you're getting. It feels like that's just the way the price should be on these devices. I do want to draw your attention to a couple things. Number 1, the chip. So it's running a Snapdragon 765G on both of these devices, and it's a chip we've seen on the OnePlus Nord, but it's the chip that allows for better pricing on these new Pixel devices. But the thing is, it's really competitive on performance. Like, I've tested it pretty thoroughly. It doesn't matter if you're playing games or just doing anything that's processor intensive, it keeps up. It's only in the really demanding 3D games that you'll be able to tell the difference between a Snapdragon 800 series chip and the 765G. The other thing I want to mention is the battery size. So the Pixel 5 has a huge battery compared to the Pixel 4. Like, I gotta be honest, I don't know how they fit it. Like, this is the Pixel 4. This had a tiny battery in comparison to the new Pixel 5. And when you look at the size of these phones, the Pixel 5 is smaller and lighter than the Pixel 4, but the battery is like 40% bigger than what was in the Pixel 4. Like, I don't know how they did it. Obviously, Project Soli took up a decent chunk of the real estate inside this phone, but 40% bigger battery in a smaller package. How sick is that? Another thing I want to draw attention to is the back of the phone. So it's got a fingerprint sensor, just like the Pixel 4a, but it is an aluminum back, yet somehow it has wireless charging. How? I don't know how they're doing it. Like, clearly it's some kind of magic going on, because I have not seen another phone that could be charged wirelessly through an aluminum back panel. It's pretty crazy. The other thing is that new ultra-wide lens. I've always liked ultra-wide lenses on my phones, like ever since that first LG phone did it. I just love it. Like, just to be able to capture more stuff. That's just the type of photos that I take. Maybe it's just like a lazy way of doing things, shoot wide and then crop later, but it's awesome. And to see them do it on a Pixel, hell yes, finally. Like, I really want to see what Google's capable of when you take a good ultra-wide sensor and you pair it with software that's built specifically for it in Google's camera system. It's going to be good. So we have 8 gigs of RAM on the Pixel 5 and 6 gigs on the Pixel 4a 5G, both of them with 128 gigs of storage. The screens on both of them have that hole punch, but on the Pixel 5, you'll notice that the bezels around the whole thing are symmetrical. Like the top, bottom, left, right, they're all evenly bezeled, which I think is a nice look. And is also a nice change compared to the previous Pixels. Like, some of those had huge notches. The Pixel 4a 5G has the bigger screen at 6.2 inches, but it doesn't have fast refresh. It's still at 60 hertz. We did lose Face Unlock because they got rid of Project Soli on the Pixel 5, so the only way you can get in there is through fingerprint sensor. There's no more facial recognition, but I think it's a fair trade, considering everything you're getting for $700. And here's the thing. At this price point, at that $700 price point, the competition is different. It's not like what the old Pixels were competing with. Like, right now, I feel like at the $700 price point, the closest thing out there, not that it's not good, but it's like the Samsung S20 FE. I feel like this is a strong competitor to the Pixel 5, but they're clearly different, right? Like, normally, like, Pixel phones have had to make, like, they've had a tough time carving out a niche for themselves, right? They depended so much on their camera to be like, this is the feature that's going to carry the product. But now, the price and the battery and everything, like, so much more, it's so much more competitive this year. What do you guys think? Cool phone? Same with the Pixel 4a 5G. Cool phones? Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. I'll see you guys next time.